So talk a little
Mhm.
bit about this judge, Judge Kelly. You and I have talked about him before. Very corrupt, very partisan, very unfair
Mhm.
individual. Talk about his response when the defense has pointed out the fact that there were undercover informants who were actually agitating crowds in the name of the Proud Boys.
Judge Tim Kelly, we are not related, thank God. But look, he is a creature of the Department of Justice. Not only was he in charge of, it's called the Public Integrity Section, but he worked for the DC U.S. Attorney's Office for years. This is the same office that is prosecuting every January 6th case. Excuse me, he was not head of public integrity. I'm mixing him up with Jack Smith. But Tim Kelly worked at Main Justice. He worked for the DC U.S. Attorney's Office. He also was a staffer for Senator Grassley when he was on the Senate, head of the Senate Judiciary Committee. He is a creature of the Beltway. So he is going to protect the government and especially prosecutors, some of his former colleagues who are bringing this case. He's even been criticized by major news companies, Liz, for holding so many sealed hearings and allowing so many sealed documents to go on the docket. And a lot of those sealed filings, briefs, have to do with the presence and action of FBI informants. So he's really been allowing the government to get away with concealing and delaying withholding that information. So today, shockingly, he never fails to surprise me, is we now know that there were undercover DC Metro police officers in the crowd. And just recently, and this was in another case, Liz, got video and confirmation of 3 undercover DC Metro police officers who were dressed in plain clothes. They were mingling with the Trump supporters. One of them can be heard on his own camera pushing people towards the Capitol, saying, keep going, go, 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 pushing them towards the Capitol, which is restricted grounds. You can hear the other 2 officers with him saying, whose house? Our house. USA, USA. They're not acting as undercover police officers who are trying to find, interrupt potential crimes on January 6th. No, they were there to instigate and move people towards the building. When this was raised in the trial on Tuesday, Judge Kelly blasted not the government, of course, never does he criticize the government. He blasted one of the defense attorneys for saying, and he said, I'm shocked that you would say an officer chanting is attempting to incite the crowd. Well, then what was he doing? I mean, you didn't have to chant anything. You could mingle with the crowd as an undercover officer and not say a word. No one would run up to this officer and say, hey, you're not chanting USA. You must be a Fed. I mean, that's ridiculous. So Judge Kelly, once again, instead of blasting the government for delaying this until the last stages of the trial, is instead condemning defense attorneys for bringing it up. It's just crazy to watch what's happening in Judge Kelly's courtroom.
It's Banana Republic stuff.
Yes, it is.